Okay, so what we're going to do now is create the program element relationship analysis, and we're doing this after we've completed the program element approximate size analysis using AutoCAD. As much as I am a proponent of using Google Docs, and they do have an Excel-like functionality in Google Spreadsheets, it lacks some of the formatting capabilities of traditional Excel. So for this example, we're going to use regular Excel. And this is where we're going. And what we're doing is just demonstrating graphically the relationship between these elements. So these were my original elements before I broke them down. I added more to them. You see them here, kind of in the rows, and then again in the columns, so you can express relationships to them. And I've no relationship is going to be the blank, and in this case, the light blue is going to be a strong relationship, and the very strong relationship is going to be the darker blue. And you'll do something similar. So how do we create this? So like I said, we're in Excel. Go ahead and open Excel up, and I'm just going to do a new workbook. So you'd see it as you'd get it. All right. Okay. So we have this. What I want to do is go back to my whatever document that you have your program elements listed out in. I'm just going to copy those. I'm coming back into Excel. Come down here. And I want to go ahead and make this font 25. Make it a little bit bigger. Bring this box down some. Just going to double click. Alright, so now comes the more tedious process. I'm just going to copy these pieces, each one, into the next cell. There should be another one there. And then to format this, if it's hard to see for you, you can go format cell and then just change the alignment. And this is the big thing that Google Spreadsheets can't do. Private, so then keep on going. Bus stop, edible garden, planter bed, lawn space, native planting, vertical planting, walking paths, garden tool storage, and the art element, parking, and then finally the gazebo here. Now I'm just going to paint or borrow the format so I can have all these vertical. Great. Excuse me. Now I'm just going to double click and fit the cell to the text. Okay. Also, what I want to do, I know that on my board I'm using Century Gothic a lot, so I'm just going to go ahead and change these to Century Gothic too. Gothic. Cool. And double click again to pop that out. Great. So there goes our initial grid, and then you can just format this. I'm going to highlight the pieces that I want. And where is my cell? Is right there. And all borders. Great. And in this box, basically, you can just put in the title of the piece, and this is the program element relationship analysis. And I just want to change the formatting of that, kind of put that central and central. Make that bold. Maybe it's 24. Maybe it's 28. Okay, that's fine. You could also put your group's name there as well. There is a wrap text option, so wrap text that you have to select for the cell. So there you go. Now, initially, I'm just going to go down this diagonal line because I know that they are all the same, so we're just going to render that a color. Oh, not that, I mean, no, definitely not that. Let's do a gray. That's fine. All right, now I want to identify also what each point is going to be, like I did in the previous matrix that you saw. So I want to have a no relationship column, no relationship. Then I want to have a strong relationship, and then very strong relationship. What we're all striving for. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick some colors for these too. And actually, let me put a space in between this. Let me insert row and insert row. Just put a gap, a little bit of a gap in between these, and so that's 20. 20, and we'll make this 22. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just do the border on the outside. Border on the outside. Border on the outside. Alright. And I want to give this a color. So no relationship's going to be blank. The strong, I'm going to use a... try to use the same colors I used last time, actually. Oh. Actually, I'm going to leave that white. We'll come back to that. I'll show you that in a second. And then this one is going to be a darker blue. Okay. Great. And actually, let me just do a thicker border around this just so it reads a little bit better. All right. Okay. And maybe one there as well. Okay. Looks good. Maybe there too. I'm just getting all border crazy. And you can do this the way you want, but I'm just getting... Anyway. Also, I want to go ahead and make all these black. You don't need to have those blue, so right now I want to make all that black. Cool. Alright, now this is going to equal a 0. This is going to equal a 1. And this is going to equal a 2. I'm going to use something called conditional formatting in Excel in order to represent these colors. It's a really easy way of doing this, I think. So I'm just going to, if I can control select this stuff or not like this. Oh, I can. Look at that. Okay. So I'm actually holding my command. I believe you would hold your control to do this, or alt. One of those. When you hold it and you're able to select multiple cells, and you've got the right key. Alright, so I'm just selecting those, and I'm going to go to conditional formatting, or format conditional formatting, and I want to add a rule, and I want to do a 3-color stage. I'm going to make the first color the white. I'm going to make the second color that lighter blue. Did not take. Okay. And the last one that dark blue. And I want to say if equals a number, say that's 0, number here. We're going to call this one 1, right? And then what's this last one going to be? That's right, you guessed it, it's going to be 2. So select OK. That's great. Also, what I want to do just for all of these cells in here, I want to make the font really, I guess it really doesn't matter, but make it white for now. And let me just do the same thing with these. Select all this. And I guess really you could just select the whole thing, but I don't want to touch those, I'm just being extra. Alright, and then again, the same thing, conditional formatting, new rule. We'll do the 3-color stage, and then that'll be that, that, and then this will be that. Number, 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 and that's a 1, and that's a 2. Alright, so now when we come in here and we start trying to analyze what these relationships are, we can describe them by either putting in a cell a 0, 1, or a 2. So say, for instance, between the social seating and gathering area and private seating and gathering area, you kind of, in my mind, this is where these are logic, these are little puzzles. What makes sense to you? They probably want to be separate in my mind, so that's probably not a very strong relationship. So I'm going to make that one a 0. Let's come down here. I can just hit enter to go down the line. So between, again, that's kind of asking the same question. So I'm going to make that a 0. Now the social seating area and the bus stop, that's probably a strong relationship, maybe not. But I'm gonna go ahead and put strong here. And as I put 1 in, you see that color is represented, right? So we don't have to do any color fills. Once we do the conditional formatting, we can just worry about putting the numbers in. Now, to not be able to see those numbers, what we can do is just make the font basically a 1. So it makes them very, very tiny and difficult to see, like almost like they're not there. So coming into Edible Garden and the social, I think that's a very strong relationship. So I'd put a 2 for that. And you would go in and basically put in these relationships as your group sees fit, to identify the strength of the relationship between each program element. And when you're done, you will end up with a matrix that looks something like this, with your program elements represented and this graphic. Now, once you have this graphic, you can highlight the whole piece and then File, and I'm going to, you can set a print area. In this case, my print area is at dashed lines. I've already done that. You just drag that out. So I'll just drag out that print area. That's how you would play with the print area, but I'm just going to highlight this again and File, Print. And I'm going to print this to a PDF. So I have the PDF option. I believe you can just print the PDF as well. And actually, let me see if there's another export option. Yeah, unfortunately, I believe the only way to do that is to print it to a PDF. So copy it again and then just print. I'm going to print to PDF, save as PDF. I'm going to save this to my desktop for now. Use PDF. And then you will have a PDF version of this image that you can embed into Photoshop, and I'll demonstrate that. So basically I'll just go open and I should be able to navigate to my desktop and open that PDF of this. I always want to select the media box and not bounding box. And you'll see that we have a graphic representation of our program analysis or relationship analysis that we can then put into our final board.